The Rams return home to the Dome to try to bounce back today against the Point University Skyhawks. Bluefield takes on Point here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello everybody, Bailey Engel here. Glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. A couple of nights ago, Bluefield had a tough go of it against the Milligan College Buffaloes, trailing by as much as 33 in the second half. They ended up fighting it down to a 12-point deficit, but Bluefield really did struggle against the Milligan College Buffaloes. They trailed at halftime 50-23, and at this point they have lost now 4 of their last 5 and have only won once in the calendar year of 2019 against St. Andrews back on January 8th in an overtime showdown where the Rams eventually won 87-69. And now for Bluefield, or rather 87-79. But now they play against Point, a team they faced all the way back in November, and the Rams ended up getting the win against Point in that contest, winning 102-95. But now Bluefield goes with the starting lineup of Jorge Concepcion, Donnell Gooch, Taekwon Reed, Naekwon Cousins, and Jeremiah Jenkins. Concepcion has been the 6th man coming off for the bench, and instead of Brandon Shields in the lineup in this game, it will be the senior from the 7-5-7. Donnell Gooch matched up in the middle with DeMarcus Cunningham, the senior forward from Atlanta, Georgia, for this Point team. Point in the blue, Rams going right to left in the white as Gooch swats the ball into the backcourt, tipped out of bounds, and it will go to Point. Right in front of the Bluefield bench, headed by Richard Morgan in his 10th season, one of the longest tenured coaches here at Bluefield College, going up against Daryl Slack in his 3rd season down in Georgia. Ball will be passed in by B.J. Brown. Left to right go the Skyhawks with the blue jerseys, yellow trim, and Point in the blue letters in the front. Pass into the near corner. It's to Boris Gribbs. Lob down low into the right block looking for a kick out, and the freshman in Jordan Bates bounces it into the paint, and it's no good. Donnell Gooch picks it up after the shot is missed by B.J. Brown. Here come the Rams. Jeremiah Jenkins, the 2nd leading scorer for Bluefield this year. Taekwon Reed operating as the main leading scorer for Bluefield at 16 points per game. Bounces left, blocked from Gooch, down to Naekwon Cousins, pivots his way to the basket, missed after tight defense by DeMarcus Cunningham. Point guard position will be headed by the senior guard in Xavier Johnson as he walks the ball across the timeline on the far side of the court. Still no score, 19-20 left to go in this first half. Pivoting around, it's DeMarcus Cunningham, swings it on the left side, Johnson. Johnson pressured by Donnell Gooch as the Rams are playing in a matchup zone. Johnson drives in and is fouled in the paint. That will send him to the line. Goes on Donnell Gooch. That'll be his first foul and a team first with 19:08 left in the first half. Boy, that game a couple of days ago against Milligan, the Rams just got off to a slow start. Milligan scored the first 12 points as Johnson, that short point guard, shoots and misses, just standing at 5'8" on the first free throw of 2, so the score remains 0-0. Johnson shoots and misses again. Misses the 2 free throws. Rebound snatched down by Cousins. So here come the Rams. Taekwon Reed operating with the ball in the near wing. Dribbles at the free throw line. Swings far corner. Concepcion returns right wing Reed. Pump fake, dribbles in. Shoots a long 2. No good. Rebounded by Point on the hands of DeMarcus Cunningham. Here comes Xavier Johnson. Bounces onto the right block in his guard, and B.J. Brown swings it back out to Johnson. Around the arc they go with Boris Griggs feeding in the far corner. Long 2 is missed by DeMarcus Cunningham on the baseline. Rebounded by the Rams. Here comes Jeremiah Jenkins. Backs out into the far corner. Feeds Concepcion. Right elbow 2. Drains it. 2-0. First basket of the game falling for Bluefield in this one after Jorge Concepcion converts from 15 feet. Jorge Concepcion recently turning 22 last week. And in that last game, Milligan College, when they beat Bluefield, that was actually on Taekwon Reed's 24th birthday. So a couple of birthdays for Bluefield as the shot is airballed by B.J. Brown after the tough defense for Bluefield. Here come the Rams going right to left. Taekwon Reed shuffles into the left wing. Underhands Concepcion in that same wing. Stutter step left baseline. Feeds Reed. Left wing 3. Off the mark. Rolls out into the far corner. And it will go out of bounds, and Point will have a brand new possession with 17:59 left to go in the first half. Rams lead 2-0. So it's been a long time since these two teams faced off against each other. That was only the 2nd game of the year for Bluefield, all the way back on November 10th. That was 5 days after they played Bluefield State here at home. On a drive, the point guard, Xavier Johnson, straight to the rack, trying to go coast to coast, pumps a layup, no good, off the glass and into the hands of Naquan Cousins for Bluefield. Still up 2-0. Rams have 17:45 left in this first half. Ugly pass out to Naquan Cousins, and it's stolen away. Here's B.J. Brown, straight to the hoop and ties it up with a left-handed layup. 2-2 the score. Point capitalizing off of the Bluefield turnover. Jeremiah Jenkins puts it on the deck, shoots a three from the far corner and misses. Just a bit short and pulled down by Jordan Bates on the rebound for point. Left to right go the Skyhawks. Here's Xavier Johnson, flares a pass in the left block, going up, and he's blocked. DeMarcus Cunningham had no chance as Gooch packed him off of the backboard. Naquan Reed lost the ball, rolls it out to Jeremiah Jenkins, floats from 5 and scores right in front of the basket to make it 4-2 Bluefield. Clock is rolled down to 17:05 left in the first half. Just one foul on the board so far, and that's on Donnell Gooch. If the Rams can play fast, they will win this game. They were not able to do that against Milligan, and the perimeter defense also wasn't there. The Buffaloes shot so well from beyond the arc, especially in the first half. DeMaurice Griggs with possession, drives in, spins a pass out right wing. Johnson on a pump fake, drives in, and flares it off of the backboard to tie up the game. Good finesse there for the point guard for the Skyhawks as he drove in and just punched the ball off of the window. So now 4-4 the score, 16.5 minutes remaining first half. Jenkins bounces into Donnell Gooch left block, drives the center, hooks with the right hand, and scores to make it 6-4. Bluefield up by 2, and now on the other end, wasting no time, DeMaurice Griggs misses a layup after he was cherry picking, and Bluefield came away with the ball. Taekwon Reed drives into the free throw line, gives it out to Jenkins, who passes left wing Concepcion, and the Rams don't have the numbers like they won. Up to 6-4 with 16:03 remaining in the first half. Training the ball around the arc, Naquan Cousins, the junior from Raleigh, gives over to Concepcion, loops a three, and tickles the twine from the near corner. Timeout called by Richard Morgan. Rams are up by 5 with 15:55 left to go in the first half. Welcome back into this ball game, everybody. Bluefield up 9-4 as Point has possession, taking the ball left to right. New man in, and Jamon Moore passes at the top of the key. Johnson, backdoor cut down low, and the reverse layup falls for Saquon Rogers, the junior guard from Burlington, North Carolina. That makes it 9-6. Rams are up by 3 now after the 3 was hit by Jorge Concepcion on that last possession for the Rams. Taekwon Reed has it in the right wing, matched up with Xavier Johnson. Passes to the free throw line for Donnell Gooch. Around the arc they go as Cousins feeds in the near corner. Jeremiah Jenkins pumps a 3 and misses back iron. Offensive board, Naquan Cousins tries to kick it back out, and he's stuffed by Saquon Rogers. Here comes Rogers onto the other end. Feeds onto the left block for Cunningham, and he is blocked by Donnell Gooch. So here come the Rams, 9-6. Right to left they go. Concepcion gives to Jenkins, returns Concepcion, top of the key, who passes down to the near corner for Cousins. Bullets a pass, right wing 3. Taekwon Reed hits it for Bluefield. Unselfish ball movement, 12-6, and Bluefield has hit their first 2 threes against Point early on in the first half. 15 minutes to play, 14:45 to be exact. Xavier Johnson hangs up a prayer onto the right block, missed the layup. DeMarcus Cunningham couldn't get the stick back, and a foul is called on Point after Cousins pulled down the board for Bluefield. That'll be the first foul on Point in the game, and the first foul, of course, on Xavier Johnson. 12-6 the score. Substitutes now coming in. Kobe Robinson as well as Jordan Bates for Point. DeMarcus Cunningham as well as DeMaurice Griggs going to the bench. Rams not bringing anybody new in. We'll likely see Trent Dunn play a good amount in this game. The freshman has stepped it up for Bluefield in these last 2 contests. Now Jeremiah Jenkins spins at the top of the key, angles his way left elbow, feeds Cousins, near corner 3, can't count it as it hits the back iron. Rebounded by Jenkins, though, who swings out into the deep right wing for Jorge Concepcion. Good idea for the sophomore from Norfolk to follow the shot of Naquan Cousins and picks up the board. Here's Concepcion veering to the right off of his screen. Overheads a pass in the left block for Cousins, but it goes over the Bluefield forward's hands and out of bounds. So now 12-6 the score. And for Bluefield, a new man in Francisco Williams. His first day of eligibility as he walks out of the court and claps his hands. The senior from Queens, New York, and Armstrong State University. Now the Rams have a new man in, lined up in the right block. Here's a pass onto the right side, looking for a shot. Bates loops it up, no good, and a foul is called on Bluefield. It was rebounded by Francisco Williams, but it will not be a foul called on Bluefield. Check that, it's going to go against Jordan Bates for points. So after he missed the shot, push Francisco Williams, and that's the second team foul on point in the first for Jordan Bates. Rams taking up the ball right to left with no gruff from this point. University defense. New man in is Kobe Robinson, pressured by Jeremiah Jenkins on the offensive end, who shuffles over into the corner, picks his pass up and dribbles it over to Cousins, who dishes down low to Francisco Williams, and he's fouled. The Rams can move the ball the way they want. They'll get this win as they're going up against a team they have beaten in the past, and the Skyhawks this year struggling 5-13 and 3-8 in the AAC. Rams at the moment 11-6 and 6-5 in the conference. Jenkins has the ball on the left side of the backboard, swings far corner. Concepcion pumps a three, back iron miss. Into the air it goes. Cousins trying to wrestle for the ball, still on the floor and picked up in the backcourt by Jordan Bates for point. Here comes Xavier Johnson, whips it over onto the right end. A layup goes after the ball movement falls for Saquon Rogers, who with that layup makes it a 4-point game. 12-8 the score. Bluefield up 12-8. 13-13 left in this first half. Taekwon Reed running the point now for Bluefield. Passes right wing Concepcion. Doesn't have any movement he wants and gives to Jeremiah Jenkins at the logo. Underhands Taekwon Reed. 10 to shoot. Francisco Williams feeds far corner for Jeremiah Jenkins. Puts it on the deck. Shoots and hits the long two. 14-8 the score. Bluefield leading by 6 now. Here comes point with Xavier Johnson as well as a guard helping him, and Jamon Moore. 12:45 left to go in the first half. Rams up by 6. Xavier Johnson works to the right off a Jordan Bates screen. Doesn't get any separation, but dishes Robinson near corner three. Hits off the iron hard into the hands of Concepcion for Bluefield. Right to left go the Rams again, up by 6. Concepcion feeds down low, and it's a bullet that nearly takes the head off of a cheerleader, and it'll be a turnover for Bluefield. Brandon Shields checks into the game for the Rams, the freshman. And with 12.5 minutes to go, the Rams lead by 6 in the first half. Reese Smallin for Bluefield early on. That's something you couldn't say in the Milligan game. Now a good look into Brandon Shields, or rather to Jordan Bates, who floats it in. Good idea by Jamon Moore to just give it over to him. 14-10 the score. Rams lead by 4 now. Jeremiah Jenkins dribbles into the right wing, underhands Reed, jumps for 3. Count it. 17-10 the score. Taekwon Reed averaging 16 points a game, really coming into his own in his senior year. You could tell he was a star last year, but he has taken the load for Bluefield. At the top of the key, here's Jamon Moore, matched up with Francisco Williams, drives hard into the lane, and an offensive foul is called on point. Brandon Shields, the freshman, hit the deck hard, but it was for a purpose as Bluefield gets the ball back. 17-10 the score with the clock halted at 11:44. Rams will play a couple of home games coming up. This starts out a 3-game homestand for Bluefield. On Monday, they'll square off against Piedmont International for the second time this season after losing to them in North Carolina on January 5th. And then on January 16th, they play against Salem University, so that's this Wednesday. 11.5 minutes to play in the first half. 17-10 the score. Jeremiah Jenkins at the top of the arc from the right elbow. Underhands right wing Taekwon Reed. Splits the defense on a drive. Shoots the layup. Count it with a foul. 19-10 the score, and Taekwon Reed with a shot at the charity stripe can make it a 10-point contest. So Reed awaits the substitutes coming in for point. It'll be Taboris Griggs. Xavier Johnson gets his first break of the game. After that, foul was called on him. Second foul on the point guard, and already the 5th for point. And the shot clock is off on this left basket. Check that, it's right back on. Boy, every time it goes off, I think about the time where the power went out here, and we do not want that to happen again. Free throw goes for Taekwon Reed as he completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. It's a 10-point lead for the Rams as Reed is matched up with Jamon Moore at midcourt. Passes on to the right side. His pass is tipped around as Saquon has a pass out to the left wing. No good for DeBoris Griggs. So 11:07 left to go. Rams leading in the first half. Taekwon Reed aims for three and switches again from the right wing. He's on fire. 23-10 the score, and Daryl Slack calls a timeout for point. Bluefield up by 13 with 11 minutes left to play before half. Back into the game, 11 minutes left to go. Rams up by 13 after the three was hit by Taekwon Reed. Rams not really providing any sort of answer for point so far in this one. Here's Kobe Robinson dribbling in towards the top of the key. Jeremiah Jenkins on him like glue. Down to that far side, Saquon Rogers trying to move to the left off of his screen. Backs out, goes to the free throw line. Kick out right wing. Robinson for three. A bit short as he fell to the floor with contact. No foul called. Rebound for Cousins. Baseball pass into the near corner for Brandon Shields. Reverse layup stuffed off of the rim. And here comes Point pulling down the rebound. 10.5 minutes to play in the first half. Into the floor goes Jamon Moore, and rather it met in the lane. He misses the layup. Here comes Taekwon Reed dribbling right to left and parks out into the left wing. Zips out to the logo for Jeremiah Jenkins. 23-10 the score. 10:07 left to go in the first. Jenkins bounces into the right wing and passes right elbow Gooch. Flares to Cousins, who gives to Shields in the near corner. And an offensive foul is called on Bluefield. Or rather, he stepped out of bounds on the pass into the corner, so it's a turnover. Couple of substitutes in for Bluefield. Taekwon Reed goes to the bench for the first time, and Olatunji Ibafemi, the senior from Lagos, Nigeria, comes in for Bluefield. Jamon Moore running the point for this Point University team. 6'2" guard from Albany, Georgia. And a foul called on Bluefield after B.J. Brown cut in. That's on Jeremiah Jenkins, just the second foul called on Bluefield in the half with 9:47 left to go before halftime. Rams defense has been tight so far. Ibafemi trying to reach in to get that pass. Up top to Griggs, who hands it off back to Moore. Has it in the left wing, dribbles in, jumps for two, misses, and the tip goes for DeBoris Griggs. 23-12, lead down to 11 for Bluefield. Rams have it back. Ibafemi dishes onto the right side for Jeremiah Jenkins. Jenkins puts it on the deck, dribbles into his own foot. Loose ball, went to the floor to get it, and pass it over to Gooch. Flares over to Shields in the far corner, returns down low to Donnell Gooch, hits the shot with the foul. The assist will go to Jeremiah Jenkins. After near disaster, the Rams stay with it, and now an and one for Donnell Gooch. Chance to make it a 14-point ball game. And Gooch goes to the free throw line. Well, they got to get that buzzer figured out. 9:14 left to go in the first half. First foul called on DeBoris Griggs. Gooch standing in at 6'9", flicks the wrist and hits. 26-12. The vegetarian hitting that old-fashioned three-point play. 9:03 left to go in the first. Saquon Rogers taking a long breather in the left wing. And with the seconds trickling down, he passes to Griggs, top of the arc. 10 on the shot clock. Griggs trying to angle for separation. Step back triple. Bad shot, hit off the backboard, but pulled down by B.J. Brown. It did hit the rim, so there's a fresh shot clock. 8:43 left to go. Wasn't the movement that Point wanted there. So Jamon Moore has it back, skates towards the top of the circle, picks it back up, and dishes right wing Griggs. Backing into the lane on Donnell Gooch, pumps up a shot. It's no good, and Naquan Cousins pulled down the rebound. Taekwon Reed back into the game, going right to left. Euro step in the lane, layup, goes, and they won't call it. They said it wasn't a continuation. So Taekwon Reed will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Because that was the 7th foul. Or rather, just the 6th foul on Point. So it should be the 7th foul. It should be a 1-and-1. And they were lining up for a baseline inbounds pass, and now the officials know it. So that was the first foul called on Saquon Rogers. 14-point lead for Bluefield, 26-12 the score. 8:26 left to go. Taekwon Reed thought he had an and one, his second of the ball game, but now he'll go to the free throw line to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Left-handed senior from Goldsboro, North Carolina, hits his first free throw. 27-12, 15-point lead for the Rams. Great start for Bluefield. Francisco Williams eyeing for a second check-in of the game. Trent Dunn is in the game, which is also worth noting for Bluefield, the freshman guard. And Taekwon Reed stays perfect at the line. 28-12 the score. Gooch gets a breather. Francisco Williams comes in with a bit of height. He's 6'8". Gooch is 6'9". In the backcourt, a full court press. Xavier Johnson gets fouled in his own corner. That'll be on Trent Dunn, his first foul, and a team third for Bluefield. But Richard Morgan's got to like the aggression. Played at UVA in the late 80s. Last year for the Cavaliers was back in 1989. Now Xavier Johnson going coast to coast, splits the defense, passes right side. Saquon Rogers is absolutely stuffed by Francisco Williams. Jumping up for the layup with contact, and Williams set that ball out the door. 28-12 the score. Got to give it to Johnson for moving the ball up so quickly. Now the pass up in the air, stolen by Trent Dunn. Race to the basket, and he is able to almost slam it in. Can't really call that a rim rocker, but still the fast break works for Bluefield. Up by 18, 30-12. 8 minutes left to go in this first half. Bluefield has caused a ton of problems for Point. They had a double screen at the top of the key. Dunn maybe got his way out of it. B.J. Brown goes to the rack and misses the layup. 30-12 the score, 7:47 left to go. 12 on the shot clock for Point, and that'll get refreshed here. We have a 14 foul on Bluefield, 7:47 on the clock, leading by 18. And I'm talking on the floor, if it was a dunk from Trent Dunn, it seemed like he did, so we'll call it a dunk. Either way, it's 2 points for Bluefield. Counts all the same. Francisco Williams, that's his first foul in a Bluefield uniform, and the first shot goes for B.J. Brown. Makes it 30-13. Brown bends the knee, shoots again, and misses. 17-point lead for Bluefield. 7:43 left to go. Trent Dunn running the point for the Rams with Naquan Cousins, Ibafemi, Williams, and Taekwon Reed on the floor with him. Richard Morgan providing a new offense for the Rams in a desperate situation to get some wins as Taekwon Reed rises for three, misses, the ball goes off of the rim and on top of the shot clock, so it'll give it right back to Point. 30-13 the score. Naquan Cousins gets a break, and Ben Grove checks in for Bluefield, another freshman getting into the mix. Haven't seen Isaiah Tatum as of late, but Bluefield has had a good opportunity of putting in a good amount of freshmen into this lineup. 7:20 left to go in the first half. Backing out as Jamon Moore looks on to his coach Daryl Slack for a new offense, and he'll get it. 7:15, walks the ball towards the top of the circle, angles to the right, into the wing. Pressured by Ibafemi, dribbles back on the left side. Crossover as Francisco Williams pulls up for the defense. Jamon Moore jumps up, and Williams blocked him. Ben Grove saved the ball, and it's passed inbounds. Taekwon Reed dishes on the right block, and Francisco Williams is hacked in the right block as he went up for two. Missed the shot, but he'll go to the line for the first time as a Ram. 8th foul on Point. 6:58 left in the first half. Second foul on Saquon Rogers. Great start for Bluefield. Here's Williams, transfer from Armstrong State. First shot, right through the net. First points for him as a Ram. Boy, Ryan Moody and Richard Morgan are very excited about the potential they see from Francisco Williams. Finally cleared to play by the NAIA for this game. Eyes again, shoots, and hits. So hits both free throws to make it a 19-point lead for the Rams, 32-13. 6:58 left to go. Rogers pass tipped. Taekwon Reed ranges into the far corner to get it. So a good steal from Taekwon Reed. Jenkins flares into left block, Ben Grove. Cross-court lob into the corner for Ibafemi. Jumps for three, air ball, rebound Grove, went down, stick back goes, 34-13. Rams are boosting the energy out of the building, 21-point lead. Here comes Jamon Moore carrying the ball into the left wing. Wanted help and passes towards the top of the arc for Rogers. Crossover dribble on Taekwon Reed. Spins at the left elbow, jumps and hits. 34-15. 19-point lead for the Rams again. But boy, Taekwon Reed going in, hitting the ball, got the steal for Bluefield, and made sure that the Rams were able to convert. Here's Francisco Williams, turns around at the free throw line, swung it down low to Ben Grove, but Rogers got a hand on it for a point. 6:11 on the game clock, 34-15 the score. Rams up, going right to left. Have an inbounds pass on the left side of the basket, and Jeremiah Jenkins is the player to do it. Bit of a size mismatch as DeMarcus Cunningham will be in his face. Cunningham standing in at 6'8", and Jenkins at 5'8", but he chucked the ball way up into the air on to the left wing for Taekwon Reed. Reed passes into the corner for Ibafemi. 9 on the shot clock. Entry lob, Francisco Williams swings it down into the paint for Ben Grove, and a tie-up is called under the basket with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Possession arrow points the way of Bluefield. That's definitely a blessing for Bluefield, but as that shot clock was running down, they'll get another chance at it here. 6 minutes left to play. In the first half of this ball game, Jenkins swings it out to the top of the arc. A man goes down. Taekwon Reed puts it on the deck, shoots a long two, and hits. 36-15. Rams really taking apart point in this game. Shots are going everywhere. It's just called a 2. So the clock now reads 37-15. Meanwhile, the shot at the top of the arc, no good. DeMarcus Cunningham pulls it down and tips it out of bounds. Now they got it right. It was just called a long 2. So the scoreboards here are right now at the moment, 36-15. 21-point lead for Bluefield. Inbounds pass with 5:32 left to go in the first. Cunningham trying to feed the ball inbounds. Rather, for them, that was Moore who bounced into Cunningham, and in the process, a foul is called on the Rams. That'll be the 5th foul called on Bluefield, and Ibafemi goes in the books for the first time. 36-15. Inbounds pass for point on the left side of their basket. Donnell Gooch checks in for Williams. Here's Jamon Moore on the left side of the rim. Trying to angle a ball in. Taking his time now. Has to get it in. Finally does. He had about a second left to do it. Cunningham feeds left wing Griggs. Crossover dribble in front of Gooch. Lost the ball, picked away by Jenkins. Race to the basket, going right to left. Euro step, shoots a layup, and it swirls home. 38-15. 23-point lead for Bluefield. Routing point in the first half. 5:10 left to go. Chest pass top of the arc, Xavier Johnson. 5:05 left to play. And boy, everything is working for Bluefield in this one. Jamon Moore on a left-handed dribble. Lost the ball again at the right elbow. Shot clock now down at 9. Johnson has to make a move. Shot clock down to 5. Bounces into the right block for Griggs. Shoots again on a baseline, and he misses from the right end. Here's Jeremiah Jenkins. Bounces into the far corner. Reed returns Jenkins in the paint. Floats, and it goes. After the ball just stood on that front part of the rim, it finally tipped in. 40-15. 25-point lead for Bluefield. On a drive, here comes Saquon Rogers, who misses the floater. Here comes Jeremiah Jenkins going right to left, dribbles into the right wing. Bluefield really feeling everything they've been able to do. Loops a pass into the corner for Ibafemi, doesn't like his look, and telegraphs a pass straight into the hands of Jamon Moore. Here comes point left to right. Moore Angles his way under the basket, bounces for Rogers, misses the layup from the right block, and it's picked up by Moore for point. Goes back out of the corner, kick out right wing. Griggs for three. Front rim miss, offensive rebound. Rogers, this time the stick back goes. 40-17. Bluefield still leading with under 4 minutes left to play. 3:50 left to go. Everything going for Bluefield in this one. Jenkins entry lob to Grove, gives it back out to Ibafimi, steps towards the baseline and hits an 11-footer. 42-17. Night and day the difference between 2 nights ago and today. Xavier Johnson shuffles top of the arc, passes left wing, Jamon Moore, Euro step, jumps and misses, but he's fouled. Taekwon Reed called on the foul, 16 foul for Bluefield. First foul on the senior from Goldsboro, North Carolina, about 45 minutes outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. The recruiting hub for Ryan Moody as well as Richard Morgan. First free throw goes for Moore. Makes it 42-18. A couple of new substitutes in for Bluefield as Ibafimi and Grove go to the bench. Francisco Williams back into the contest as well as Naquan Cousins. Second shot goes as well, 42-19. Jamon Moore hits both. And a 23-point lead for Bluefield. Here come the Rams. Jenkins right across the timeline, picks up his dribble and shakes a pass in right wing for Naquan Cousins. Overheads right elbow, Donnell Gooch kicks back out. Naquan Cousins didn't like his shot, who swings it back onto the top of the arc for Jeremiah Jenkins with 3 to play. Passes left wing, Reed. Entry lob, Gooch double teamed in the left block, returns Reed. Crossover dribble, passes in the far corner, and Naquan Cousins converts on the triple. 45-19 after the ball falls in from the far corner. 45-19, 2:40 left to go in the first half. All-out dominance from Bluefield. Here comes Jamon Moore in the left wing. Passes down low to Marcus Cunningham. Fumble the ball out of the bounds and onto the baseline. 2:32 left to go. Now ready for an inbounds pass. Here's B.J. Brown. Throws the ball into the left wing. It's sniped out of the air by Saquon Rogers. Entry lobs it back down to Cunningham. Spins it back out on the right wing. B.J. Brown jumps for 3, and it's stuck between the backboard and the rim for a second. Fell out onto the right end. Tipped out of bounds by Bluefield. It'll be an inbounds pass with 6 seconds left to go on the shot clock for point, and that should be a refresh shot clock. And the official finally blew the whistle. It should be a refresh shot clock. That ball hit the rim. There's no doubt that it did. And now Point will have to rush here unnecessarily as Xavier Johnson flares it in. Picked out by Cunningham. 3 on the shot clock. Deals it over to Johnson. He has to shoot at the buzzer. Misses the 3. Clapped into the hands of Francisco Williams on the defensive rebound. 2:10 left to go. Williams a bit shaken up after that rebound. Jogs back slowly as the Rams are up 45-19. With 2 minutes left to go, Jenkins swings free throw line. Gooch works it inside out. Concepcion bounces right block, and Cousins hits the baseline jumper. Everything going for Bluefield. 47-19, and the tread continues. Timeout called by Point and Darryl Slack. Bluefield up big, 47-19, a 28-point lead for the Rams with 1 minute and 53 seconds left to go. Back into the game we go. 1:53 left to go in the first half. Rams up 47-19 over Point as Jamon Moore goes in and he's stuffed, but a foul is called on Bluefield with 1:47 left to go. 2 shots for Jamon Moore. That'll be the 7th foul on Bluefield. It was a shooting foul anyway. And that is called on Ben Grove. First foul for the freshman from Atlanta. Aims for the rim, shoots, and tickles the twine. 47-20, 27-point lead for the Rams. Eyeing the rim again, flicks the wrist, and this time it rolls in as well. 47-21, 26-point lead for Bluefield College over Point University. Trent Dunn looking at his coach and Richard Morgan gets a new offense as he dribbles into the left wing. Underhands Ben Grove, top of the circle, trying to find someone to pass it to and finds Concepcion right wing. Senior angles his way into the left wing. Concepcion pivots a pass out to Dunn near corner. Dunn dribbles onto the right elbow. 10 on the shot clock. Backs back out. Has to find someone as he bounces right elbow. Gooch turnaround jumper off. Rebounded by Rogers. 1:20 left to go in the first half. Rams up 47-21. Big deficit for Point to come back from. Here's Jamon Moore. Bumps his way into the lane. Offensive foul. Pulled up for the shot. It didn't fall anyway. First half. Trent Dunn nonchalantly taking the ball across midcourt with a minute left to go in the first. Backs out, passes left wing, Concepcion, who's hit a 3 in this one. Hopes for his screen, he won't get it. Concepcion calling for help. Now 10 on the shot clock. Rams wasting a bit of time here. Passes left elbow, Donnell Gooch. 6 on the shot clock. Gives it back out to Concepcion. 4 on the shot clock. Concepcion dribbles right elbow. Bounces right wing Green, or rather Dunn, misses a 3. As the buzzer sounds. 36 seconds left. Here comes Point. Saquon Rogers dishes over into the corner for Jamon Moore. Passes top of the key back. Rogers dishes left wing, and it's no good off of the block from Cunningham. 27.1 seconds left to go. Shot clock is now off. Rams are up big. 47-21 over Point. Only won this game by 7 back on November 10th, and they are dominating here at home. Rams will likely hold for last shot. Naquan Cousins overheads left block. Concepcion backs his way in, muscles his way to the rim, hooks with a right hand, and missed, but now he was fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line for 2. Meanwhile, the game clock ran about an extra second off of the clock that it needed to. That's the 3rd foul called on Jamon Moore. Concepcion eyes the rim, misses the free throw. 47-21, the score remains. Rams started the game hot, and they have waned off in the last 2 minutes or so. As expected, with a team that hot, you can't really expect it to keep going on the entire time. 48-21 as he hits the free throw. Rams up big. Now into the front court goes Point. Shoots at the buzzer. It's good. Saquon Rogers from the left wing brings a bit of momentum into the locker room, but the Rams lead by 24, 48-24. Bluefield up big time over their AAC rival in Point. We'll step aside and be right back with a halftime update. You're watching Rams basketball here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. We're at half. Bluefield with a dominant showing there in that first half. They are up 48-24 behind 16 points for Taekwon Reed. Rams as a team shooting 60% as opposed to Point just shooting 26.5%. So that's 18 of 30 from the field for the Rams, including 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. And Taekwon Reed has 3 of those threes, followed by a 3 from Concepcion as well as Naekwon Cousins. Bluefield getting the boards in this game as well, out-rebounding Point 23-11, and the turnovers are even between these both of these teams, but Bluefield still getting the rebounds a bit better than the Point University Skyhawks. Point has not led in this game, and Bluefield has led by as much as 28. So Bluefield leading this one 48-24, as Point has a lot to try to change moving into the second half. Saquon Rogers with 11 points leading all scorers for Point, and behind him, Jamon Moore, who only has 4. But 16 points for Taekwon Reed and a 60% field goal percentage for Bluefield is why they're up big in this one. 48-24, just about 7 minutes left before the start of the second half here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Ready for the start of the second half. Bluefield leads by 24, 48-24 over the Point University Skyhawks. It has been all Bluefield after they shot 60% in the first half. Bounce pass into the left wing for Point as they go right to left in the blue jerseys. Dishes into the corner for Xavier Johnson as the Rams have Reed, Jenkins, Gooch, Cousins, and Concepcion on the floor. Driving in more, zips top of the key. A three for Rogers. Count it. He's hitting the last 2 threes for Point, especially that one at the buzzer right there at the end of the first half. He scored the last 6 points of the ball game. It is 48-27 now, a 21-point lead for the Rams. Taekwon Reed has possession, fakes a pass, and dishes top of the key. Gooch hands off Cousins and lobs it into the far corner for Jenkins. Passes top of the arc, Concepcion. 12 on the shot clock. Concepcion drives in, backs out, returns back in, spins towards the hoop. Layup goes with a foul. Oohs and ahs from the Bluefield College bench, and now the Rams are up once again by 23, 50-27. Point going right to left now as Rogers picks up his dribble. Entry lob down low. Cunningham on a fake drives through the double team, jumps and misses the layup, but a foul is called before the basket was attempted. So it's a foul on the floor. First one of the half on Bluefield with 18:56 left to go in the game. Second foul called on Jeremiah Jenkins. Inbounds pass coming up for Point on the right side of the basket. Lobs it in, Jamon Moore at the right elbow. Cunningham drives, lowered the shoulder, no foul called. Lob top of the key, over to Cunningham. He dishes it to Griggs and misses from beyond the arc in the left wing. Pulled down Concepcion, going left to right now. Rams leading 50-27. Passes far corner, Cousins for three. Back iron miss, tipped by Griggs into the hands of Rogers, who lobs it back to Xavier Johnson, going right to left the other way. Around the arc, and Griggs pass off the hands of Jamon Moore, rolling into the baseline where Bluefield has a turnover they try to capitalize on now. 50-27 they lead with 18.5 minutes to play in this game where Bluefield is trying to bounce back from a slow end to 2018 and a rough start to 2019. Losers of 4 of their last 5, now at 11-6 and 6-5. Concepcion bounce pass left block. Gooch underhands to Taekwon Reed, and on a reverse layup he is stuffed but fouled onto the left side. Already the 4th foul called on Jamon Moore with 18:09 left to go, and this isn't a very deep roster for Point. All they have is 9 players. So as Taekwon Reed ties his shoe again, he'll go to the line. 50-27 the score. Clock is stopped at 18:09 left to go in the game. Left-handed shooter fires and scores. 51-27. 17 points now for Taekwon Reed, who averages 16 points a game, and he already hit that in the first half. 4 of 4 from the charity stripe at the moment. We can make it 5 of 5. Aims again, and yes, 5 of 5 from the line. 52-27 the score. Back to a 25-point lead for Bluefield. Pass into the backcourt. Cunningham gives over to Rogers. His pass tipped in the air by Jenkins, stolen by Cousins. Lobs to Taekwon Reed, lobs it up with the right hand, misses. Tips back out to Naekwon Cousins, spins in the lane, jumps and misses again, too short. Follows his own shot, fires and is fouled. Ugly 5 seconds for Bluefield. Taekwon Reed wanted a foul on that initial layup, but he won't get it. But Naekwon Cousins goes to the line now, 52-27. So Cousins, nearly a double-double average at 12.6 points per game and 7.8 rebounds per game. Shoots about 72% from the line, and that time was one of the remaining 28% popped out of the rim. So 52-27, 17 of 51 left in this one. Cousins, the ultimate athlete for Bluefield as he hits the second of 2, 53-27. Rams up big. Jamon Moore still on the floor even though he has 4 fouls. Ball is poked. Jamon Moore picked it back up in the front court and dribbled into the back court. Rams defense has been on point like glue the entire game. And after the backcourt violation, Rams get the ball back. 17:42 left. The way Bluefield is playing, this could be a game where they almost put up 100 points. Here's Jeremiah Jenkins walking the ball across the timeline. Xavier Johnson tries to corner him in the wing. Jenkins right wing passes logo. Naquan Cousins puts it back on the deck and gives to Reed into the right wing. Puts it back on the floor, misses the three. Rebounded by Concepcion, but it's tipped out into the hands of Rogers. Saquon Rogers goes into the front court, right into a double team trap, and a foul is notched on Bluefield's Taekwon Reed. Reed frustrated, thought he had a clean steal there. That'll be his second foul and a team second, halting the clock at 17-18. Rams with a couple of home games coming up after this against Piedmont International on Monday and Salem on Wednesday. Non-conference contest for Bluefield. 53-27 the score. Underhanded in the left wing. Saquon Rogers has 2 threes, tries to make it 3 threes, and he's too short as the ball hit the front end of the rim. Rebound Concepcion. Rams have it back. Pushing the ball left to right is Concepcion. Passes Reed left wing, gives back to Concepcion top of the key, and underhands Jeremiah Jenkins, who's near the logo. 16:54 left, Rams up big. 26-point lead for Bluefield. Jenkins dishes right wing Cousins. 10 on the shot clock for Naquan Cousins. Lost the ball, but it's picked up by Concepcion. 6 on the shot clock. Concepcion drives, loops a layup, count it. 55-27. Using the entire shot clock for Bluefield, and it's a 28-point lead again with 16 and a half minutes remaining. What a bounce back for Bluefield after a rough outing against Milligan. 16:20 left in the game. Passes into the left wing. Here comes Rogers, angles his way to the hoop, and he's fouled. Caught on Concepcion. A point trying to get into the formula of going in, getting fouled, and then going to the line. So that's the first foul called on Jorge Concepcion. There's Saquon Rogers, the only player in double figures at the moment for point. Shoots and scores on the front end of 2 shots, 55-28. That's the third foul on Bluefield in the half. Rogers takes his time, flicks the wrist, and hits the second. 55-29. 26-point lead. Jenkins calling the floor for Bluefield. Bounce pass right wing, Taekwon Reed. Fakes the pass and bounces top of the arc for Donnell Gooch. Carries in the lane. Swings near corner. Jorge Concepcion almost went up for the long 2. Instead put it back on the deck. Crossover. Fires. Misses front rim. Offensive board. Gooch returns Concepcion. Passes left wing Jenkins. Angles to the right off the screen. Gives to Concepcion. Fires a left wing 3. Swish. 58-29. 29-point lead for Bluefield. Doubling the score of point. Second time they've been able to do that. They were up by 24 at half. Here's Cunningham, left baseline. Elbows his way in, hooks right hand, misses. Bouncing into the hands of Donnell Gooch. Bluefield up by 29, looking for their first 30-point lead. Taekwon Reed underhands Jenkins, fires for 3. Too short, but Concepcion gets the long rebound and dribbles it back out to Taekwon Reed at the logo. 15:20 left. Reed crosses over. The senior drives into the paint, swings down low. Concepcion bobbled it, went under the basket. Chest pass far corner. The sophomore shoots and scores. Jeremiah Jenkins. Bluefield's up big, 61-29. 32-point lead for the Rams. Superior ball movement for Bluefield, and you have to wonder, how did Bluefield only beat this team by 7 the last time out? Moore loops up a 3, misses the top of the arc, and Donnell Gooch pulled it down. Another rebound for Bluefield, 61-29, a little over 14:40 left to go. As Taekwon Reed dribbles right baseline, arcs up a shot and he misses, but Naquan Cousins jumps in to kiss the ball off the glass. 63-29. 34-point lead for the Rams with 14 and a half minutes to play. Here's DeBoris Griggs, another crossover, jumps up, misses badly. The ball hit the left side of the backboard. Jeremiah Jenkins splits the defense, goes straight into the left wing, starts to jump around, angles a pass Taekwon Reed right wing, returns Jenkins near corner. 14-13 left to go in the game. Reed telegraphs a pass far end into the wing for Jorge Concepcion. 63-29. Round the arc. Jenkins, why not shoot a 3? Misses. Naquan Cousins comes in, absolutely rocks the rim on a right-handed tomahawk jam. Dunk of the year for Bluefield. 13:59 left to play. Timeout called, and Bluefield is having fun against point. Back into the game after the dunk of the season, 65-29. Bluefield is up big, 36-point lead over Point as Jamon Moore goes coast to coast, floats with the left hand and misses off the backboard. Williams pulls down the rebound for Bluefield. Left to right go the Rams. Taekwon Reed dribbles into the left wing, passes top of the arc. Jenkins fires a three. Yes. Route continues, 68-29. 39-point lead for the Rams. Here's Point in transition to Boris Griggs. Misses the three from the near corner. And another rebound for Naekwon Cousins. Rams is having fun now. Cherry picking Concepcion. Jumps to the rim. Layup counts. And it's a 41-point lead. 70-29. Hard to keep track now as both teams are just trying to run up the floor. 13-15 left to go in the game, and Bluefield is wrecking Point now. Xavier Johnson goes in, tries to pass it out to Moore. Feeds Griggs into the corner, jumps for two, and fouled in the paint. Second foul called on Jorge Concepcion. Fourth foul for Bluefield. Here's Griggs at the line. Flicks the wrist, and it rolls in. 70-30, 40-point lead for Bluefield. And if you're Point, you have to wonder what happened here. Well, Boris Griggs has been quiet. Normally a player that averages 17.8 points per game as he misses that second free throw. Normally a 75% free throw shooter. 70-30 the score. It's a 40-point lead for Bluefield. Here's Jeremiah Jenkins, dribbles into the right wing, zips a pass top of the key. Naekwon Cousins angles his way in the lane, and he's fouled. And Boris Griggs almost chucked the ball on the other end. Very frustrated for Point. It has to be a multitude of things going through the Skyhawks' mind right now, unexpectedly getting bashed by Bluefield. First foul called on Brown for Point, and the third for the Skyhawks in the second half. Jenkins ready to inbound the ball from the right side of the basket. Taking his time, pump fakes, and just chucks it up into the backcourt for Taekwon Reed, who gets it on a bounce. 12:50 left to go. Taekwon Reed on a high dribble. Passes over to Jenkins. Feeds right elbow. Naekwon Cousins spins out of a double team, lost the ball. But it was tipped out of bounds by Jordan Bates for Point. So Bluefield, with 8 seconds left on the shot clock, will have a pass in bounds right under the basket. Flip Jenkins, as they call him, from the 7-5-7, chucks up another ball right at the logo for Taekwon Reed. Veers to the left off the screen. Foot on the line. Fires, misses. Rebounded by Bates. 40-point lead for the Rams. Here's Point going right to left. 12.5 minutes to play. Passes on the left side. Xavier Johnson on a backdoor cut. Went to the hoop and scored. 70-32. Lead is now down to 38. Rams getting a bit lazier, but why should they? Well, they should, as expected, go off a little bit as Jeremiah Jenkins hits another three from the left wing. 73-32. 41-point lead for the Rams. And now an offensive foul called on Jordan Bates, hitting Francisco Williams under the basket. And a technical foul called on Point. That's going to go on 55, Xavier Johnson. Shots coming up, and everything is going wrong for the Skyhawks with 12:02 left to go in the game. Jordan Bates still pleading his case. Two shots for Jenkins and the ball. 80% free throw shooter, hits the first. 74-32, 42-point lead. Second shot, count it. 75-32 the score, 12:02 left to go. And if you're Point, you can't get out of here any faster. Fifth foul left in the game. That's the third foul called on Bates. And now they say they have 6 per Point. 11:55 left to go. Jeremiah Jenkins passes right wing Brandon Shields, who doesn't have a basket in this one. Jeremiah Jenkins flares it over to Williams, chucks the ball into space, tipped in the air by Cousins, but it's handled by Saquon Rogers for point. Here's Xavier Johnson, jumps to the hoop, layup, count it with a foul. And one, it's 75-34. Oh, shot coming up for Xavier Johnson. Tough stretch for the Rams to start out in 2019. They lost a game to Montreat on the road, who just lost to Columbia International as the free throw is missed by a point. And Xavier Johnson. And then lost to Piedmont International, beat St. Andrews at home. Brandon Shields loops a three. It's good from space in the right wing. 78-34. Rams up big by 44 points. And in the far corner, 11:20 left to go at the right elbow. Johnson passes top of the key. Brown loops his way in and fouled in the paint. Everybody for a point getting hacked in the paint at the moment. Only 2 shots for B.J. Brown with 11:14 left to go. As I was saying, Bluefield with a couple more home games coming up against Piedmont International and Salem. First shot goes for B.J. Brown, makes it 78-35. And then a conference game for Bluefield will be against Bryan on the road on January 19th. Second shot goes, it's now 78-36. Large lead for Bluefield, 42 points. Jenkins passes into left wing Ibafemi, who's back into the game. Senior overheads it back to the sophomore and Jenkins. Entry lob Williams returns left wing Jenkins. Dishes far corner. Ibafemi dribbles the baseline. Lost the ball, but it was tipped out of bounds by point. Rams have the ball back with 10:57 on the clock and 13 seconds on the shot clock. Inbounds pass to Brandon Shields. Has the ball over his head, Johnson providing the defensive pressure. Shields bounces top of the key, Cousins, who chucks it back out to Ibafemi left wing. Swings far corner. Williams at the buzzer, hits the shot. That's his first field goal for Bluefield. 80-36 after the long 2 drops. Large lead for Bluefield going the other way. Xavier Johnson straight into the lane and fouled. Seeing a pattern here for point. Drive in, get fouled, go to the line. Well, Bluefield going with this pattern of no easy buckets, but well, the fouls certainly are adding up. That's the third foul called on Jeremiah Jenkins. 10:37 left to go. 2 shots for Xavier Johnson. His first tickles the twine, makes it 80-37. 43-point lead for Bluefield, all-out dominant showing. Second shot for Johnson, right through. 80-38, 42-point lead. Jenkins still carrying the ball for Bluefield. Got a screen from Williams, now to trap it midcourt. His pass is picked away by Johnson, going right to left. Rogers, Euro step, left-handed layup, counted. 80-40 now the score. Going to have to go with a full court press to make Bluefield at least uncomfortable, as Naquan Cousins has it off of the chuck from Jeremiah Jenkins in the front court. Passes to Ibafemi in the left wing and dishes back at the logo for Jeremiah Jenkins. 10-10 left in the ballgame, 80-40 the score. Williams feeds in the corner, Shields for 3, front rim no good, and Naquan Cousins went for his second put-back dunk of the night, but this time he didn't have a good handle on it. Under 10 minutes to play, 9:55 to be exact, 80-40 the score. Kobe Robinson bounces in the far corner, back for Saquon Rogers, backs in on Shields and dribbles back out to the right elbow. He's rejected by Naquan Cousins. The piece is picked up, though, by B.J. Brown, who kisses the ball off the glass from the right side of the basket to make it 80-42. Rams have led by as much as 43. Here's Naquan Cousins, overheads, logo. Jeremiah Jenkins spins at the free throw line, dishes near corner. Ibafemi, wide open 3, swish, 83-42. Superior ball movement. Ibafemi could have held it for about 3 seconds before any Skyhawk would have D'd him up. Johnson and point. Commanding the ball right to left. Point guard picks it back up at the top of the key, dribbles in, underhands Bates, puts it on the deck, shoots, rolls around, a miss. Brandon Shields, a long rebound, swings it back into the backcourt, Cousins. Jenkins dribbling behind Jordan Bates, dribbles down right under the hoop, swings into the corner. Shields, the freshman, shoots and scores from beyond the arc in the corner. 86-42. 44-point lead for the Rams. Xavier Johnson driving in on Ibafemi. Ball goes out of bounds off of Ibafemi. And a timeout called by Point. Humongous lead for Bluefield, 44 points, 8:42 left to go in the game, and the Rams are dominating here in the Dome. Back into the game we go, 86-42 the score. Kobe Robinson for Point, dishes into Saquon Rogers, drives the baseline and hooks with a right hand to score to make it 86-44. 42-point lead, and now pressure for Ben Grove, and Bluefield can't get the ball up. Rams out with Ben Grove, Trent Dunn, Shields, Ibafemi, and Naquan Cousins. 8:33 left to go in the game. Naquan Cousins passes to Shields, trying to get out of this full-court press. Cousins in trouble under his own basket. He deals it over to Trent Dunn. Passes Ben Grove, right baseline. Skies to the rim and scores on a floater. 44-point lead for Bluefield again. 8:18 left to go. So Rams are just trying to get to the 100 club, and they might here. After a drive in, foul called on Bluefield. This one will send Kobe Robinson to the line for two shots. Goes right in, makes it 88-45. Second one, yes. 88-46 the score. Robinson hits both. Bluefield struggling to get out of this full court press as Brandon Shields gives over to Ben Grove. Jumps to the rim again. Fouled by Johnson. So 88-46. Both teams now in the bonus. That's the 7th foul called on Point and the 4th on Saquon Rogers. First shot for Ben Grove, tips in, 89-46. Last time the Rams played Point, they did get into the 100 club. And that is the only time they have scored 100 points this year. They got 99 against Columbia International. This is the second, 89-46. 8:04 left to go. Robinson feeds into the far corner for Rogers, drives in, hooks with the left hand, misses, and gives it out to Jamon Moore, who has 4 fouls in the near corner. Driving again, reverse layup, no good. And now these officials have really tried to keep this game clean with these foul calls and have slowed it down to a screeching halt. 89-46. Moore shoots, and the Albany, Georgia native makes it 89-47. We'll be back here on Monday. Rams going up against Piedmont International. Women do not have a game, so it'll be the men only in action as Wes Ayers checks in for Bluefield. Second shot, rolls home. 89-48, Trent Dunn bumped in the backcourt by Kobe Robinson. It'll be a 1-1 coming up. 7:53 left to go. 41-point lead for Bluefield. Another chance for Trent Dunn to really show what he's worth in this game. 4 freshmen out there for Bluefield with 1 senior in Ibafimi. Dunn shoots and hits. 90-48. Rams don't have a rebounder down low, just have to get all back on defense. 7:53 left to go, and Dunn misses the second. 90-48. Xavier Johnson with it now in the left wing. One arms it back to the logo for Kobe Robinson. Returns Johnson left wing. 7:40 left to go. 42-point lead for the Rams. Johnson, chest pass right side. B.J. Brown chucks it up and misses from the right wing. Rebound Ayers. Trent Dunn pushing the ball up left to right. Goes straight into the left wing. Right to the hoop. A Euro step, and why not? Another foul called. With 7:26 left to go. Definitely a foul that's going to go on B.J. Brown. 19 foul for point. Both teams now with 9 fouls. Dunn goes back to the line. Scored 11 points in that really clutch effort against St. Andrews as he shoots and scores on the front end of the 2. Makes it now 91-48. Came down the stretch against St. Andrews, hit a shot in the double overtime that put Bluefield in a tying situation, and they did not look back after that as Dunn hits both. 92-48 the score. Kobe Robinson right across the logo, almost goes into a trap right at the free throw line. Another foul. Another call on Ibafimi. That'll put Kobe Robinson to the line. Now from here on out, Point will go to the line for 2 at every foul called. 7:16 left. Ibafimi made it 93-49. A shot miss for B.J. Brown on the second try. Rogers sticks it back in. So now 93-51 now the score. Here come the Rams. Trent Dunn into left wing. Passes far corner. Brandon Shields for 3. No good. Ben Grove trying for the stick back. Here's B.J. Brown. Right to left goes Point. Steps in the lane. No walk call, and they will call it a clean Euro step to make it 93-53. Point making it a 40-point game. Shields fires it over to Ben Grove. Turnaround. Baseline jumper no good. Ibafimi skies to the rim for the board. 5:55 left to go. 93-53. Trent Dunn dishes right wing Ibafimi. Overheads it back to Wes Ayers. Trent Dunn passes back to Wes Ayers at the top of the key. Around the arc they go with 12 to shoot. Ibafimi, the lone senior, steps into a long 2. Misses off of the right end of the rim. 93-53, 5.5 minutes to play. Xavier Johnson wearing number 55. Jump stop. into the lane, no foul, and now the putback goes for B.J. Brown. 93-55, and the official calls a timeout. Looks like Ben Grove got popped in the face and will require Francisco Williams to come in. Rams have led by as much as 44, now down to a 38-point lead. So it's been a flat-out dominant showing for Bluefield. Looks like Ben Grove's got a nosebleed. 5:24 left. Pass is in for Trent Dunn. 5:20 left to go. Right across midcourt, Francisco Williams. Into the game, into the right block. Trent Dunn has it. Passes Ibafemi right wing. Jumps, shoots from 11, swish. 95-55. Bluefield up by 40 once again. In transition, here comes a shot, and it's good for Xavier Johnson, back down to a 38-point lead. 95-57. Trent Dunn gets the ball across midcourt. Both teams in the double bonus. Wes Ayers hasn't logged a shot yet in this one. Ibafemi swings right wing Dunn. As to angle his way on Xavier Johnson, gets a Williams screen. No roll there off of the pick and roll as Dunn swings it down under the right block. Williams jumps, foul. 2 shots coming up for the transfer for Bluefield. Francisco Williams. And now for 2 shots to make it ever so close to their second 100 spot of the year. First shot for Williams bounces around the rim and the backboard hard. So now 4:39. Rams, barring the most incredible comeback in the history of basketball, will improve to 12-6 on the year, 7-5 AAC. Second shot goes for Francisco Williams. 96-57. Here's a shot from Kobe Robinson. And now he's trying to come back. 36-point lead for Bluefield, a 3 for Point. 96-60 the score. Trent Dunn across midcourt. 4:20 left to go. Rams 2 shots away from scoring 100 for the second time against Point. Wes Ayers angles in, jumps, and swirls it home. Off of pressure, the freshman hits. 98-60, back to a 38-point lead. Point and Xavier Johnson. Well, he tried to truck his way like he was going across the goal line, and he bumped into Trent Dunn hard. But Dunn will be called for the foul. That'll be his second. Double bonus either way. Xavier Johnson to the line. 4 minutes, 1 second left to go. First shot. Too hard. Off the back iron hard. 4:01 left. Second shot, yes. Counted for Xavier Johnson. 98-61, 37-point deficit. Kobe Robinson steals the ball in the backcourt, and Trent Dunn is called for a foul. That'll be his third. Now Kobe Robinson, with 3:56 left, shoots again. It's the free throw. Makes it 98-62. Good way for the Rams to jump back into this one after getting walloped on the road by Milligan, now coming back home and beating a conference team. Kobe Robinson missed the second free throw but chased his own rebound down. 98-62 the score. Xavier Johnson dribbles his way in, lost the ball, tipped off the hands of Bluefield, and they will throw the ball in from the left side of the basket with 3:47 left to go. Javon Moore passes in to Rogers in the near corner, spins on Francisco Williams out of a double team, passes right block. B.J. Brown fights away for the layup and sinks at 98-64. Full court press, Trent Dunn trying to work off of Javon Moore after Point had the ball for about 2 minutes. Wes Ayers, right wing three. Yes, sir. 101-64. Bluefield up big time, 37 points. Here comes Xavier Johnson jumping straight to the rim and kisses it off the backboard. Now a time for some garbage stat padding for Point University. 101-66, another three. Brandon Shields misses, gets his own rebound, and jumps it back to the logo for Trent Dunn. 3 minutes left to play. 101-66. Another entry lob, Francisco Williams. He's in a triple team. Swings out far corner. Brandon Shields dribbles baseline. Chucks top of the key. Francisco Williams misses the long two, and an over the back will be called on Wes Ayers. Stops the clock at 2:49. Another foul, and it will be free throws for Point. Well, Bluefield had a handle of this game from the opening tip, and 2:49 away from the final whistle. First shot for Brown, back iron, bounces out. So what a day for Bluefield as a whole. Second shot missed for B.J. Brown. A whistle blows. It sounds like it's a lane violation. So 15 rebounds for Nae'Qwan Cousins. He sported a double-double with 10 points and those 15 rebounds. 18 from Taekwon Reed, and Jorge Concepcion finished with 15. Miss for Wes Ayers. Pulls it down, or rather a miss and a rebound for Wes Ayers. 2:40 left to go. Wes Ayers has it in the right wing. Steps up a three. He missed again. 101-66 remains the score. 2:35 left to go. Now a three in transition for Rogers. Counted again. One of the bright spots for Point in this game. 101-69 the score. Rams up by 32. As in the left side for Ibafemi, the senior, getting some big playing time here. Dribbles to the right elbow, shoots, swirls around, and the rim rocker is down for Francisco Williams, and that'll be a technical foul called on Francisco Williams. Hung on the rim, and Richard Morgan can't be incredibly excited about that. But it looks like a technical foul called on Francisco Williams as he hung on the rim for about a day. Can't do that in college. Free throw is missed from Jamon Moore. 103-69 the score. And hits the second. 103-70. Got to give it to Francisco Williams. Not ready or not eligible to play for the first half of the season. This is his first game back and finally gets to the rim to do that. 103-70, 2:10 left to go. 33-point lead for Bluefield with 2:07 left. Here's Kobe Robinson into the right wing on a left-handed dribble, angles his way in, bounces left baseline. Jamon Moore skies to the rim, reverse layup counts. 103-72. Bluefield already overpassing the score they had against Point the last time they played them down in Georgia. Trent Dunn blocked by Moore, and that ball sails into the locker room. 103-72. It'll be an inbounds pass for Bluefield with 1:47 left to go. Ibafemi underhands Trent Dunn. A three ball counted for the freshman in the near corner. 106-72. The score still continues to race up for the Rams. 1:35 left. Robinson fouled. That's called on Wes Ayers. Sending Robinson back to the line. Got to hand it to the officials for the consistency. Have to hand it for Bluefield for shooting so well out of the gate. 60% in the first half. Where shot can't go for Kobe Robinson. Rams as a whole shot 54% up to this point. And Point just shot 38%. Both shots missed for Kobe Robinson. Here come the Rams once again. Ibafemi far corner. Looking for a step back, instead dribbles in, fires a mid-range back iron, no good. Rebound, Wes Ayers clapped the ball into his own hands, lost it, and he's tipped out of bounds off of the hands of Taboris Griggs. 106-72, 1:22 left to go. Here's Trent Dunn, angles a pass, top of the key. Wes Ayers fires a three, no good. Ibafemi got the offensive board. Underhand Shields, he'll try from beyond the arc. It's no good. Francisco Williams couldn't tip the ball back in this time, and it's rebounded by Moore. 109 left to go in the game. Into the near corner, Xavier Johnson dribbles onto the left baseline, and a foul is called again. This time it's on Wes Ayers. Got a hand on Xavier Johnson. .104 left to go as Johnson misses the first. 106-73 the score, 33-point lead. Second shot, yes. 106-74, minute left. Trent Dunn dribbles into the right wing. Bluefield trying to cap off one of their better games of the year. Trent Dunn, Euro step, reverse layup off the glass, no good. Rebound Griggs, right to left goes Point. Johnson backs out towards the corner, dribbles right baseline, underhands Moore, hooks right hand, yes. 30-point lead, 106-76. Trent Dunn into the right wing, 37 seconds left to go. Underhands Ibafemi left side. Rams just trying to roll out the clock here, 29 seconds game clock, 27 seconds overall. Wes Ayers, entry lob, Ibafemi, right block, turnaround jumper. A bit short, tipped back in the air. Brandon Shields almost got that in an orthodox stick back. Shot clock is off, 17 seconds. Moore dribbles into the right wing, and Bluefield will roll off of them as Johnson dribbles left-handed layup, no good. Wes Ayers pulls down the rebound, and that will do it. Rams win by 30, 106-76. It's their second win of the calendar year in 2019, and a great way to do it. 12-6 on the year, 7-5 as Point falls to 5-14 and 3-9 in the AAC. That'll do it from the Dome. Bluefield sweeps this basketball doubleheader, and a great way to cap off this weekend showing. So that is it here for the Rams Digital Sports Network. My name is Bailey Engel, reminding you the final score, 106-76. Bluefield dominates in this one.